We have a bit of a fascination here at the SSL at 3D printing our own wheels. We have a lot of wheels. A lot of wheels. And RyanBot here is our little test bed for those wheels. At least the ones that aren't this big. In our initial testing for our rigid wheel obsession, we started to notice a bit of a trend. While these rigid wheels were able to grip onto rocky surfaces very well, thanks to their grousers, they tended to not fare so well in very sandy conditions, digging themselves into holes whenever they got stuck. To fix this, we made these. These are inflatable rectangles that you can put underneath of your rover wheel path. While these did very well at 0-degree slopes to cross gaps, they didn't fare so well once we got to inclined planes. So we wanted to try and include it with the wheel. Inflatable systems and sharp rocks don't really mix. So our idea is to make the inflatable section of our wheel pop out from the inside of the wheel hub, then retract back in once we're out of sandy areas or we're entering a dangerous rocky location. We actually tested this concept for combining a hard and a soft wheel here on RyanBot. We have a big squishy wheel on the outside and a hard 3D printed wheel on the inside, and it worked really well. The inflation and deflation are going to be quite the challenge for us, especially within our constraint of keeping it within the wheel hub. Our goal, beyond the whole design, our inflatable wheel and have our inflation and retraction mechanisms figured out, would be to also keep all of our inflation systems on board to our testing rovers. Now, just to do some quick math on that, to open loop, inflate, and deflate a wheel of this size at 5 psi 50 times, we need 3 of these. But if we make that go up to 50 psi, we're gonna need 3 of these. And that's not gonna fit on our rover. We, in our research, really wanna find where the trade-off points between open loop and closed loop systems lie, especially in parameters like wheel volume, number of inflations, and rover size. But systems definitions are not gonna be our entire research endeavor. There's going to be a lot of research that has to be done in creating the inflatable wheel, testing it on our wheel test rigs and our roving projects, and building 4 inflatable wheels so they can all deploy and retract at the same time and cover jagged rocks and sandy locations. We also want this whole research process to examine the scale and how this scales with larger vehicles. I mean, if you are trying to maybe put a system like this on, say, a lunar terrain vehicle, like that one, what do the wheels need to look like? We want to take the best of both rigid and inflatable wheels to go further on the moon.